A warm welcome to my channel, Emma Spot. Today I'm going to discuss this all-important subject titled Fire Triangle, the Science of Combustion. Fire is a fascinating force that can keep us warm, cook our meals, and power our homes. However, it's also a powerful and potentially dangerous element that can destroy landscapes, buildings, and lives. Did you know that a small spark can turn into a raging fire in just seconds? Today, we're diving into the basics of fire, an essential topic for homeowners, business owners, chefs, and safety enthusiasts alike. Understanding fire can save lives, protect property, and keep your kitchen safe. So, let's get started. How does fire work? What does it require to start, spread, and continue? Today, we will break down the basics of fire through the fire triangle. Understanding these key elements can help prevent unwanted fires and keep us safe. The fire triangle is a simple model that explains the three essential elements required for a fire to occur. These elements are oxygen, heat, and fuel. Without any one of these elements, a fire cannot exist. Let's explore each of these elements and understand how they work together to create and sustain fire. Oxygen, the lifeblood of fire. First up, oxygen. It is the most obvious and essential element in the fire triangle. We breathe in oxygen, and so does fire. Oxygen is the gas in the air that fuels combustion, the chemical reaction that allows a fire to burn. When a fire starts, the fuel heats up and releases flammable gases. These gases mix with the oxygen in the air and combust, burn, when they reach their ignition point. This reaction creates the flame we see and the heat we feel. In the air, about 21% is oxygen. That's sufficient to keep most fires burning. But what happens if there's no oxygen? Without oxygen, combustion stops. This is why fires in closed, airtight rooms burn out quickly. There's no fresh supply of oxygen to sustain the fire. Firefighters use this knowledge to fight fires. For example, foam and CO2 fire extinguishers work by removing oxygen from the equation, smothering the fire, and preventing it from spreading. To help prevent fires, you can limit oxygen by restricting air supply, using fire blankets or extinguishers that cut off oxygen. Heat, the trigger for combustion. Next, let's discuss heat. Heat is the energy that raises the temperature of the fuel to its ignition point, the moment it begins to burn. Heat can come from many sources: a spark from metal, the heat of a stove, a lightning strike, or even static electricity. Once a material reaches its ignition point, it combusts with the oxygen in the air and begins to burn. For a fire to start, fuel must be heated to a certain temperature. This is called the ignition point, or flash point for liquids, which is the lowest temperature at which a material will catch fire. Once the fuel reaches its ignition point, it begins to combust with oxygen in the air. Different materials ignite at different temperatures. For instance, paper ignites at around 450 degrees Fahrenheit, while gasoline can catch fire at much lower temperatures, somewhere as low as -45 degrees Fahrenheit. Once a fire starts, it continues to generate heat, which fuels the fire and helps it spread rapidly if not controlled. To control heat and prevent fires, avoid leaving flammable materials near heat sources. Use fire-resistant materials in high-risk areas. Regularly check electrical appliances and wiring for overheating. Use water for cooling. Fuel, the material that burns. Finally, let's look at fuel. Fuel is any material that can burn, and without it, there's no fire. When fuel is heated and exposed to oxygen, the combustion process begins. Common fuels include wood, paper, cloth, plastics, rubber, gasoline, oil, alcohol, solvents, natural gas, propane, hydrogen. The type of fuel significantly impacts how a fire behaves. Dry wood burns easily and efficiently, while wet wood takes longer to catch fire. Some fuels burn hotter and faster than others. Gasoline, for example, burns much more intensely than paper or wood. For a fire to sustain itself, it needs a constant supply of fuel. The more fuel it has, the bigger and more intense the fire can become. To prevent fires, it's crucial to manage fuel sources carefully. You can keep flammable materials away from heat sources. Store fuel in proper, safe containers. So, remember the fire triangle: oxygen, heat, and fuel. Each element plays a vital role in starting, spreading, and sustaining fire. By understanding these elements and knowing how to control them, you can prevent fires and keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Look out for my upcoming videos on fire classification, using fire extinguishers correctly, and practical guidelines on fire prevention and control at homes, offices, gas facilities, and other related topics. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, always be fire smart, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more safety tips.